Aries, welcome to my channel Cancer Moon Oracles. My name is Rosa and I am coming in with your weekly love reading, where in this video we're going to take a look at your person's current feelings towards you. Please like, share, subscribe if the reading resonates. Roles can be reversed. Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising Arian placements are welcome. We're going to open up and ask Spirit, how does this person currently feel towards the sign of Aries? We have the Two of Wands revealing itself. How does this person currently feel towards the sign of Aries? Two of Wands with the Ten of Swords. Okay. How does this person currently feel? The Ace of Cups. Let me just have a look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Tower. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Swords. Okay, well, I'm going to take them. The Five of Cups. Okay. You may be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This person just feels like there were some things that were said in the heat of the moment that created some kind of like separation between the both of you. It kind of just feels like this person's coming to this understanding here that they feel really bad or they feel really guilty about some of these things that they said or some of these things that they did with the Five of Cups. They feel really bad, they feel really guilty. It kind of just feels like they've been thinking about what played out between the both of you, and this person is kind of in this space right now where they would like to approach you and have this opportunity to kind of like make it up to you. It kind of just feels like with the Knight of Swords here that this person perhaps said some things in the heat of the moment. You know, Knight of Swords, the Tower, this person said some things in the heat of the moment that, you know, were very hurtful. Sometimes the Knight of Swords can be quite an assertive energy. It can be someone who has no filter as well. So I feel like whatever this person said, they said it, but they didn't think about what they were saying. And they're kind of just like feeling like, well, I created this situation. I'm having to lay in this bed of nails that I've created. And this person is feeling bad, okay? They're having to I don't know how else to say it, but they're just feeling bad and they feel terrible for upsetting you and hurting you. They want to be able to like say sorry. They want to be able to turn this situation around. They want to be able to take it back. You know, they want to be able to take what they said back. They owe you an apology. This person feels like they owe you an apology here. I just want to have a look at these Two of Wands, just really quickly. Tell me more. Why is the Two of Wands here for this person's feelings? The Ace of Pentacles, yeah. Okay. It kind of just feels like this person's planning to, like, offer you an apology for the things that they said, for the things that they did in the heat of the moment. I want to have a look at this Five of Cups. Why is the Five of Cups here? Yep, the Page of Cups, which is the energy of someone who wants to communicate their feelings. Okay, they want to communicate their feelings. The High Priestess. It's Pisces energy. You don't know that this person is feeling awful. You don't know that this person regrets what they did. But they want you to know. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. They want you to know. It's kind of like this person has a guilty conscience and they kind of want to relieve themselves of this guilty conscience. By, you know, confessing, expressing how they feel. And how they feel is they feel bad for what they said, what they did. It was in the heat of the moment is what I'm getting here with the Tower. It was in the heat of the moment. Let me have a look at this Tower. The King of Wands, the Knight of Wands. The Hanged Man. You know, there's a lot of fire energy here. So in the heat of the moment, it kind of just feels like, Aries, you were dealing with someone who was in their ego. This person perhaps didn't want to hear or didn't want to know here with the Hanged Man. I'm kind of getting this person didn't want to hear or they didn't want to know. Maybe what you were doing or what you were saying. Sometimes the Hanged Man can speak to someone who, for some reason, I'm getting someone who wants to bury their head in the sand. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I am. it's kind of like the energy of someone who didn't want to, at that time, they didn't want to own their part. They didn't want to take accountability for maybe the way they were behaving, the way that they were showing up in the relationship. But they do now. They do now. They regret being that way with you. They regret allowing their ego to get in the way. It kind of just feels like this person's missing you, Aries. Yeah, this person's missing you, they're sad, maybe they're even feeling lost without you. And that's what's really propelling them here to want to, communicate and express these feelings of remorse, these feelings of regret. It's truly what is propelling and motivating this person to say sorry. Because this person is sad and lost and lonely without you. I mean, the High Priestess is here. It can also suggest that you have withdrawn your energy from this person. But look, I don't want to speculate until we get to your cards. So I'm going to just pop these ones back in the deck. Do I want to pop those ones back in the deck? I'm just going to pop them up here. You know what? No, I'll just pop them here. And I'm going to pop that there. And let's just take a look at your feelings. Give these cards a bit of a shuffle. How does Aries feel towards this person? Spirit? How does Aries feel towards this person? What's Aries' feelings towards this person? The Ten of Pentacles. The Seven of Swords. How does Aries feel? The High Priestess. Interesting that you've got the High Priestess there. What's at the bottom? The Ten of Wands. The Nine of Wands. Interesting. And the Lovers. Okay, with the Two of Pentacles here. Just give me a moment, Aries. How does Aries feel? Give me a moment, Aries. This is how it's coming across. It's coming across like this. Forgive me. With the Nine of Wands and the Ten of... Okay, let me back it up. The Lovers. The Lovers suggests that you have a very strong connection to this person. Okay? You're attracted to them. The attraction is there. The emotional connection is there. Okay? The bond is there. Okay? So the connection is there. However, you, with the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands, you're saying to me, I have a big chip on my shoulder when it comes to this person. Because you don't feel like this person is, how can I put this? You have a big chip on your shoulder when it comes to this person, because you feel like they're avoiding certain responsibilities. You feel like they're avoiding their responsibilities. With the Two of Pentacles, you feel like you're maybe doing all of the bending, the flexing, the compromising. You feel like you have to adjust all of your plans to accommodate this person. And you just feel like with the Seven of Swords here that this person is avoiding having to do, maybe having to do their part. And I'm seeing with this High Priestess that you refuse to let this person get away with it. Yeah. Because it's next to the Seven of Swords. You're sort of saying, Rosa, I refuse to let this person get away with it. If I'm going to be in a relationship with this person, because I'm seeing a relationship here, right? If I'm going to be in a long-term relationship with this person, I'm not going to let this person get away with it. The Nine of Wands does suggest that you have maybe a boundary up with this person. So I'm just going to clarify. Tell me more about the Nine of Wands. Maybe the Lovers, the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands here. Actually, do I want to clarify that? You know what? I'm going to clarify the Seven of Swords first and the Ten of Pentacles. Why is the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles here? The Three of Wands. Okay. Well, the Three of Wands can suggest someone who is, or someone who has been, how can I put this? Maybe promising you like expansion and growth. This person may have been sort of saying here, look, Aries, we're going to be doing this and this and that. But it's kind of like you're like still waiting for this person to do X, Y, and Z. You're like, but when's that going to happen? They're avoiding their bit. You feel like this person is avoiding delivering on their plans. They've told you that they're going to do this and that, and they haven't done it yet, and you're waiting. You've been waiting. You've been waiting to see the results. You've been waiting for progress. The King of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'm hearing a word, but I can't think of it. It kind of just feels like this person's being very passive. So the King of Cups, this person may be telling you kind of like almost like what you want to hear, but isn't taking action on it. because the King of Cups isn't an action card. It's more of like someone who is playing to your emotions, or someone who is appealing to your emotions. Tell me more. The Lovers. Yeah. Could be a Gemini. You may just feel like this person has a choice to make. Yeah. Because the Lovers can represent choices. Okay, so that's your feelings. That's how you're feeling. Let me have a look at this. Let me have a look at this High Priestess. Why is the High Priestess here for Aries? The Ace of Swords. Okay. I'm still getting that you're refusing to speak to this person. Tell me more about this High Priestess. Ace of Swords. Yeah, you've made this decision to not speak to this person. King of Pentacles. The Moon. Give me a moment, Aries. Yeah, I'm getting that very strongly. Okay, you're refusing to speak to this person, or sort of lower sort of your defenses, or maybe your boundary here, unless you can feel like you can rely on this person and trust them. With the Moon, you don't feel like you can fully trust this person right now. The Moon is you trusting your instincts, trusting your better judgment, and that's what you're doing. Your better judgment is your instincts here. Okay, you're trusting your instincts, you're trusting your intuition until you feel like you can really rely and depend on this person to really come through, pull through. Okay, let me just get a card for the possible outcome. One card, please, Spirit, for the possible outcome regarding Aries' situation. What is the likely outcome looking like for Aries? Likely outcome. Likely outcome regarding this situation. The Eight of Cups. The likely outcome regarding this situation, it kind of just feels like, Aries, right now you're just emotionally detached. Okay, you're emotionally checked out. And it kind of just feels like you're okay with that. I'm kind of looking at the water in the background that kind of just looks nice and still and peaceful, which kind of makes me feel like I'm connecting to an Aries who is actually okay with being in this space. Yeah. It kind of just feels like, Aries, you might be finding other activities or other things to kind of just fulfill you right now. You might just be even seeking meaning elsewhere. Yeah. But that's what I'm getting. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. 9 of Cups. See, the 8 to the 9 of Cups, which I like that. Right now, it kind of just feels like you've got to do what you've got to do, Aries. This is about your happiness. This is about what's making, this is about what's going to make you happy. And what's making you happy right now is just to focus on filling your own cup. Seeking the things that please you. The 9 of Cups, I'm kind of seeing a smorgasbord full of food here. So this is pleasure. Okay, so in the likely outcome, I just feel like it's more about leaving this person where they're at to seek more fulfilling and desirable activities that light you up. What's going to fill your cup? What's going to make you happy? You know? And I feel like you're okay with that. You're good with that. So that's where I'm going to leave the reading, Aries. Hopefully that resonated. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next Aries reading. Thanks, Aries.